This conference will now be recorded.
Recording is in progress.
All right. It's Monday, June 3rd, 2024 at the Town Hall at 4058 County Road N, Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. We have a 7 p.m. public hearing. First one is on the 24 to 25 non-metallic mining permit applications. Anyone here wishing to speak on the non-metallic mining permits or online?
Doesn't look like anybody online. Christie is online, but nobody else.
Okay. Hearing none, then we'll move on to the 2024-25 alcohol beverage license applications. Anyone wishing to comment on those? No one. Is there a motion to close the public
Second.
hearing? Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to close the public hearing. The Cottage Grove Town Board will hold a public meeting immediately following the public
You want to
hearing.
vote on that motion?
They all made it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Town Board will hold their public meeting immediately following the public hearing. You can also join the meeting by GoToMeeting. We have a quorum present and online. Meeting was posted at the Town Hall and on the website. I'll call the meeting to order. We'll stand for the flag pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You have the minutes of the May.
Williams will move approval of the minutes as presented.
Motion by
Can you hear me?
Christie Williams,
Second.
second by Fonger for the May 20th minutes as presented. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Finance report and approval of bills. Did you send them to Christie?
I did.
What's Christie at tonight other than on hospital with her husband has knee surgery? Oh, that's right.
I'd make a motion to approve checks number 37144 through 37167 as presented, along with the EFT payment of $23,598.84.
Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to approve checks 37,144 through 37,167 and the EFT payment of $23,598.84.
If I can just say there's payment in there for the Vilas Culvert, the pay request from the Houstons. I don't have the signed copy yet, but the amount is within the board approved amount and contingency. So I would suggest that you just approve that one with the condition that I don't send the check till I have the signed copy.
Is that all right with
Surely.
Jenny?
Yep.
All right. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Motion to approve the per diems as presented. Hope I'll let you say yours.
Yeah, go ahead.
Motion to approve the per diems as presented.
Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to approve the per diems as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You also have your unaudited cash and investment balance of $2,963,944.31. And you have the credit card payments or expenses. Anything else?
I did finally get the bound copies of the audit. If anybody wants them, I have some here, so take them with you tonight. And then Jen Millage, this is her, she's been with us for, what, 5 months now, but this is her first meeting, so she's doing a great job in the office, so now we'll start getting her introduced to this side of things.
Okay. Next item is public concerns. Public's opportunity to speak to the town board about any subject that is not a specific agenda item. None. Moving on, then, consideration of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 for the alcohol beverage licenses. Renewal of Class A beer and Class A cider license for Door Creek Orchard LLC, Elizabeth Griffin, agent at 3252 Vilas Road.
Williams will move approval of the renewal of Class A cider license, beer and Class A cider license for Door Creek Orchard LLC.
Motion by Williams. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fonger. Any discussion on the motion to approve the renewal of Class A beer and Class A cider for Door Creek Orchard? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next, we have renewal of combination Class B beer and Class B liquor license for Ball of Fun LLC, doing business as Double Days. Deborah Struber is the agent at 4586 Baxter Road. Door Creek Golf Course Incorporated, Philip Frederickson, agent, 4321 Vilas Road. Nora's Tavern, Inc. Timothy Cleaver is the agent, 1843 US Highway 12 and 18. Warm Belly Noble LLC, doing business as Warm Belly Farm. Francis A. Wisniewski, agent, 4311 Vilas Hope Road.
I just got a question on, Dave, you get on here, it says sold. What sold, and then does that mean you're gonna sell it in those areas, or?
Oh, yeah, on the application. You haven't gotten to me yet.
We're
Oh, we're not there yet. Okay.
He's the next
That's a
one
new
after
one
we
there,
get
yeah.
this.
Motion
Yeah.
to approve the Class B liquor and Class B beer for Ball of Fun, Door Creek Golf Course, Nora's Tavern, and Warm Belly Noble LLC. I think that's it.
Motion by Anders. Is there a second?
Second by Williams.
Second by Williams. Motion was to approve the combination Class B beer and Class B liquor licenses for Ball of Fun, Door Creek Golf Course, Nora Tavern, and Warm Belly Farms. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next, we have a new Class B beer and Class B liquor license for Badger Farms LLC, David Mule Agent, 1682 County Road, BB.
This is our last license that doesn't require the Class B reserve.
Yeah, again, like it says sold, is that means that's where you're gonna have liquor or
So-
a drink or whatever?
So can you expand on your question? I don't have the background that you're asking about.
No.
It's on the application. I
Yeah, one of
know,
these.
but no, what are you referring to there?
Well, it says down below where you're gonna serve, and then it says sold. And then in agriculture event, venue, main floor and shop floor. It says sold, I don't,
Okay, then I'm referring to, next down is where it's being stored.
right,
So I'm differentiating between where it's sold and where it's stored.
okay.
That's all.
And where the records are kept.
And you don't have any idea about serving outside at all? Around your
It's-
building or,
It's so rare.
okay,
And we probably won't serve, if we have a cash bar, we won't serve it outside because we won't have a cashless connection there.
yeah,
So,
You are limited to only serving in the areas listed on your license. So if you think you might be gonna do it outside, you might
I
want
mean,
to.
if people are gonna walk outside because it's warm in the building or whatever, you should really,
they can go outside anytime.
no,
But if there's alcohol out there, it should be included in the licensed premises.
So you
Every-
should include your deck.
Yeah, or the immediate grounds.
Yeah.
Because they might be out there doing bag toss or something.
it makes sense to do that.
Yeah.
Really does.
We can add that to that. That's easy.
So is that how you want to say it? Deck and immediate grounds?
Sure.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Outdoor deck and immediate grounds.
Is that a good enough description, you think?
Sure. Motion to approve.
Motion by Fonger. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Anders to approve the new Class B beer and Class B liquor license for Badger Farms LLC, sold in the agriculture event menu and on the deck and on the immediate grounds. Any discussion on that motion?
Do we need to have like, seeing it's not gonna be fenced, like I see a lot of places, do you have to put a certain foot limit? I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to,
I would say no, because even in the village, there, many of the areas are not fenced.
okay, well,
Yeah.
correct, I know, I'm right, I just was saying,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying,
yeah,
do we need to,
Define immediate.
I wouldn't think so, actually. I mean, if it's out across 2 blocks away, yeah, that's a little questionable, but
If they
pretty
I
go,
mean, if-
common sense, you know.
if
no,
they
no,
go
that's
beyond.
fine. I don't have an issue.
It might get a little wet if they go beyond the immediate.
True.
All
That's all.
right. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next,
Christie,
we have,
Miss Christie was in favor, right? Just
she
delayed.
was slow, but she
Okay.
was in favor.
no, made me go in there.
You. Me going.
Number 4 is operators and managers licenses.
There's one on there that has been submitted but isn't paid for. So I would just want the motion to include that that one shouldn't be issued until it's paid for, but the rest of them all had clean background checks, have taken all their servers certification classes and all that good stuff.
So was that one on one of mine? Kim?
Yes.
So we could take Christine off of the one that's paid for and put the unpaid for one on her.
Oh, you lost one?
Yeah, we'll just take Christine off. That's fine.
Christine, hold on.
Fraser.
Take
Yeah.
Christine Frederickson off. No,
Fraser.
Second Freight.
Okay.
And then whatever, the one that hasn't been paid for, we'll just replace her with that.
It was Samantha?
Yeah, yep.
Okay,
That's fine.
okay.
Make it easy.
So which one are we crossing off?
Cross off Christine Frasick, the second one on the list there.
Okay,
in the Badger Farms. And we'll apply her payment to Samantha Holton.
Is there a chance that it's going to get paid for, that we have to do this all over again, or what?
He transferred the payment, didn't he?
It's already,
yeah.
the one that you scratched was already paid. We're just not gonna apply for it right
Paid
now.
for Samantha, but he didn't pay for Christine.
Opposite.
Opposite, but
Okay, so what happens when Samantha pays then?
We back up. Christine has been paid for, but we didn't have all the paperwork in there.
Okay,
So we're gonna scratch her off. Sam's got the paperwork in, but not paid for, so we're gonna put her in the paid position.
okay.
Okay,
What he said.
I'll put it up on the board, on a remarkable board.
Diagram.
Everybody's clean this time around?
yes.
I'll move approval of the operators and managers license applications with the exception of Christine Fraycheck for Badger Farms.
being deleted.
Being deleted, yeah.
Maybe I would say being withdrawn so that it
Being
doesn't look
withdrawn.
like
Okay.
something.
All right, that's fine.
Second,
Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to approve the 2024-25 operators licenses and managers licenses with the exception of Christine M. Frey. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Moving on, consideration of the July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 or 6.
Five,
Metallic mining should be 25, right?
yes.
First one is for 2543 Gaston Road, Brad Houston operator, RG Houston Company owner.
I put at your tables the current expiring permits, because since nobody has asked for any changes, I would assume that they would want the conditions to be exactly the same as they have been, so you can see how they were worded on last year's permits. So Gaston Quarry was simply 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And no other conditions other than as per the operation plan that we already have on file.
Okay. Do you want to do them all at once or individually?
Mullen once.
Yeah,
Okay, so then looking at the conditions of the other ones, then Score Pit was 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday. And then as per Dane County conditional use permit number 2300 and the operation plan that we already have on file. I'll also note that that CUP does expire next February, and Dennis has told me that they do plan to apply to renew that with the county.
I would hope. A lot going on down there.
Okay,
And then the
Highway 12 and
12 and
18.
18 one, the Lycon Quarry, there's a non-conforming area, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. There's the area that's subject to CUP number 2405. That's 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. up to 6 Saturdays per year with 7 days prior notice to the town clerk treasurer and residents who are listed on CUP 2405. And then there's other conditions that as per the operation plan on file with the town of Cottage Grove and as per Dane County conditional use permit 2405 for the 35 acres that it applies to. In the interest of public health, safety, and welfare, no hauling shall occur outside the above hours except where number one, material is required to assist with an emergency or a contract that requires night work, and two, prior notice is given to the town by email. to my email address
Or phone.
and/or phone. Both prior notice by both methods is preferred. Notice by one method is required.
Okay. Motion to approve the three.
With the current conditions.
Current conditions, yes.
Extended. Motion by Fonger, is there a second? Second by Anders to approve the Gaston Road, the Score Pit, and the 12 and 18 with the same conditions that currently apply. Any other discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, Plan Commission recommendation. Brent Conwell, petitioner, Capital Holdings LLC, property owner, to rezone 0.5 acres from AT 35 to HC and combine with another parcel at 3475 North Skylar Road. The Plan Commission's action was to approve the rezone of the 0.510 acres from AT 35 to HC and combine two parcels.
What's the deal on the trees that were, our guy talks about that? I continue to believe that very unfortunate that despite the town comprehensive plan advising some tree preservation.
That's
Oh,
a,
that's a different one.
that's for.
That's a different one?
That's
Yeah,
for
it's,
12 lines. That's,
That's D, that'll be under D.
Okay,
the only reason I really gave you that was of what I wrote in red on the top there.
Yeah.
But that's for a later review.
okay.
Any action that you wish to take on the Plan Commission's recommendation?
I'll move approval as presented.
Motion by Anders, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fonger to approve the Plan Commission's recommendation. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item D, consideration of adoption of a policy requiring stormwater outlots in new developments to be owned and maintained by the development.
So this came
And-
from Dean asking whether there needs to be, how to notate the plat that 12 lines is working on. Bill thought that the town board should adopt a policy, but at the time I talked to him on the phone, he was suggesting that it not be owned by the town and because of liability issues and whatnot. But now, if you look at the memo that's on at your place there, after reading Mark Roffer's recommendations on this particular one, he kind of changed his tune on this one, but he
Yeah.
thinks we still need to look further at that idea in the future with other different kinds of developments, I guess.
My concern is with all the new developments and with all the, and because of the current state of the county with their requirements for stormwater management and detention ponds, retention ponds, dry, areas and stuff. Our guys, meaning our road guys, gonna spend an awful lot of time, taking care of all these. And I would love to see these go back to private ownership with us having the ability to tell them, hey, you need to clean it up, mow it or whatever, or Dan, to tell them to mow it or clean it up or all the above. And because our guys have enough to do rather than, anytime anybody wants to come along and put in a development, because everything's going to have a pond of sorts, whether it's dry or wet. And I don't think we should be taking care of them. And I understand, plus the fact there's the liability also. And yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents for right now.
I would think they should remain public,
For what reason?
because then we have control over them.
We do. We can put control in them in the plat, as part of our approval of the plat. We can tell them, whatever we decide to do as far as the frequency and the extent of the maintenance onto those particular areas.
Vinnie's and Kennedy right now, they pay us to mow them.
Right, but still, it takes your time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. I mean, it'd be nice if they'd mow them, but I mean, Kennedy's pretty big, but
Okay, if you start doing over there, are you still doing Vinnie's yet?
Yep.
Okay,
And they pay us,
huh?
and they.
Correct.
we have a
It's not,
contract with them.
it's not necessarily the money that I'm concerned with, it's the time.
well, it's the time it takes to do it, yeah.
So, Chris, I have a question when he's got time.
But do you have a concern with it?
Well, we keep getting more development. That's gonna be a lot of work.
We're having less and less roads to plow too.
Less and less roads.
Well,
No, this
in
is just-
Madison,
you keep
I
adding
know what we're
development,
talking about, but that's
You're gonna have more and more roads.
to get rid of individual, yeah, you're totally right, in the town. in
Yeah,
the
you keep
developments,
developing, yeah, you're gonna have more and more roads.
Do more. So there,
But how do we now
make sure that
tell these two that they gotta take over when they're paying us?
Well, it's their storm,
I understand.
It's, we're just getting paid to mow it.
Yeah.
They could be paying
Oh,
somebody
okay,
else to
yeah,
mow it.
they're paying you to mow it.
It's gonna get to the point where you're gonna have to add staff and you're gonna have to charge a lot more to mow it, because it's not just taking time from your day, it's adding to your whole workload.
So who owns the property that's paying you guys to mow that land?
Homeowners Association.
Yeah,
Is there- is
So
there-
we're basically doing private work.
Is there a homeowners association for every development?
Yes, no,
Yes.
Kennedy, obviously.
Kennedy
for the
and
newer
and
ones,
Vinnie's.
Yeah.
for
We don't
the
have-
old ones that weren't.
No, but besides Vinnie's here on end, Kennedy, where else are we mowing?
That's it.
That's it for stormwater ponds.
Yeah, right, that's.
I mean, I clean up around the one on Whittywood. And I don't mow all of it like I do on those ones.
Okay,
Who actually owns that pond at Woodywood?
The Whitty family, right?
Yeah.
It's
So
in the-
there's a prime example right there. That thing's really
Overgrown with
not
trees.
kept up.
Yeah,
That thing's not gonna work after a while.
no,
or even now.
I don't even know if water runs into it, to be honest with you. Like all that water just sheds off the road.
Is this something we're looking at?
So it's not working.
Making a decision and
And so it's our creek.
for everybody?
It's been that same way since I've
I
been
asked Bill, like, was he wanting to like write a policy for you to adopt? And he thought that they would draft a policy based on what you guys think tonight. But his memo from today also seems to say, for this one, he agrees that it should remain public. And that then when we get to the point of the next residential one or the next one, maybe you'll want to talk about a policy.
For everybody.
When it's like Kennedy Hills where you have a homeowners association that can raise the funds, we can let them maintain it.
Why can't, Swalheim do the same thing over there?
The only problem is that there's three or four original lots aren't gonna be part of the HOA.
They are.
So they're, well, it's not an HOA, I don't know what you call it, a BOA.
Yeah, it's not homeowners.
Right, but most of that though, well, leave it on to the developer and the remaining property owners then. I mean, we kind of took it,
They're gonna say it's not fair to me.
You're gonna
Because
probably.
there's only
say that.
Well-
there's only gonna be 4 lots that'll be responsible for this if you put it on the association.
Yeah,
But yet there's 3, either there 3 or 4 other 3, I think,
3
3 other lots that ultimately drain into this.
drain
And
into it,
there's no way to charge them
right?
or to obligate them in any way.
but just look how large that whole area is potentially gonna be. I mean, it's huge.
Well, it's a lake down there right now, so
I bet.
What's that?
it's a lake down there right now. You
Yeah.
see the
Not
size of
just
that
that, I
pond.
bet the whole place is.
All the ditches are full. Yeah.
Then you think if the water was draining into the pond, we could sure, I mean, they're using it.
Can't we special assess?
In the last developers agreement, Swalheim was gonna mow it for the first 10 years, wasn't it? Something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole Swalheim thing is far from being settled right now.
Well,
And
the big question right now is that Baron Cutts are trying to finish up the plat and they want to know if it should say dedicated to the public or not. That's where this came from.
Hmm.
I would say no,
And they want to
because of the fact that.
turn it over to us in 10
Normally it's
years.
an
No,
industrial thing.
It would,
So commercial development usually doesn't have an HOA because it's usually an industrial park. So usually the municipalities own everything anyway. So that's why it's a little unique for us.
I just wouldn't want somebody to come back and say, well, hey, you let these guys, you're taking care of theirs or whatever. That's
Well-
dedicated to the town and we did something new to the next person. That would be,
Kennedy Hills isn't dedicated to us.
no, I don't
Yes,
think it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
All stormwater is.
Yeah.
But you said we're mowing it for them.
They pay us.
There's subdivision.
I understand the pay, but the dedication of the land, that's what I'm talking about,
Oh,
not who cuts it.
So there was an agreement between the town and the HOA that the HOA would maintain it. And they didn't want
Okay,
to. or
so
didn't
that's
didn't have the
clear.
means to, so they came back and made another agreement with the town, that the town would mow it and bill them back.
Yeah.
What
No, I
happened-
can understand that, but do we want to do it? That's the thing.
What happens when and I don't recall this off the top of my head, and it's kind of sort of related, is what happens when those detention/retention ponds need maintenance? Who's gonna pay for it?
They are liable for maintenance,
Being the HOA.
HOA.
And it says that in their documents,
Yeah,
apparently.
we can advise them, and who to hire and stuff like that, but
mhm.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
So if the thing stays in their HOA ownership, do they have to pay property taxes on it, on the outlot?
I doubt they'll pay property taxes on a publicly owned land. They're just responsible for maintenance.
If it wasn't public, you were saying. right?
Yeah.
Oh, if it stays in, oh, yeah. Oh, it'd have to be on somebody's.
Can everything be dedicated to the town and we make rules that they gotta maintain in perpetuity?
Can you special
Big word
assess
there.
for that?
In essence, that's what you got
You only
going.
had special assess for improvements.
well, is maintenance an improvement?
I don't know. I don't know technically if it would be.
Or do we take it over and we just find out how much it costs for a third party to go over and mow it? And, we pay that third party and then charge back the payments for the mowing. So we don't have to tie up our people. I mean, it's not unheard of to use outside contractors.
Get in the middle
for-
of that, I'd make them pay them.
Yeah, just totally,
Keep us
they
out of
pay
it.
for them.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Keep us out of it.
What do we do with the old places where
they aren't gonna be part of it.
No, they wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But that's because we're changing the law from today on. It's whatever. But here, the one we're dealing with right now, can we make a decision on that tonight or whatever? Bill's gonna, he just wants to know what we think?
They wanna know what to put on the plat,
Yeah,
if they should dedicate it to the public or not. And there's 7 lots, 4 of them
mhm,
on this plat could be charged with owning it and maintaining it.
yeah,
The other 3 feed into it. We don't have any way of touching them
we don't,
But
for maintenance.
Chris,
but they have that retention area, or we just call it the ponds, the lakes. That's a requirement for those lots to exist. Is that not correct?
Not the first 3.
Everybody's got to
No,
have
no,
stormwater.
yes. They have to have that stormwater runoff for that development to exist, yes.
Okay,
into the,
For the first 3,
All of them, all that water is drained in the same area.
Remember they built that pond way before they even thought about this current plat because they needed it for
Yeah.
those 3 lots.
yeah, they moved the dirt, didn't they?
That water is running all the same place.
because I'm thinking maybe we have half a chance of including those people.
I would, it seems
I don't
logical to
think
me.
so. I don't.
Why
think
not?
that's-
I mean, they have to have the stormwater, okay?
They've already got it.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
How-
They-
how-
Because that stormwater plan has changed from what it was originally proposed back in the day, right?
You
Not
should have.
Really, that's because he planned it for the whole thing,
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
but I don't know. You'd have to
Well,
ask.
see, that's some
They should have,
complicated issue.
had a stormwater plan for those 3 lots.
They should have, there should be something, I don't think you can, I don't know, you'd have to ask Bill, I guess, but I don't
I
think
think
you can
that's
go
what we have to
back
do.
and put a deed
Ask
restriction
him,
on
yeah.
those lots like you can on this plat.
All right, then we can
Let's ask
specialize.
Bill to advise us.
But you can see what
whether-
the questions are, obviously.
I think you guys should stay on and the same page for all your stormwater though. So if you're making all your developments go public with the land at the stormwater ponds, you should probably stay that way. with all of
Well,
them.
that's what Bill is saying, that maybe this is a turning point and we need a policy. And so that's what his original discussion with me on the phone that night was, you know, at that day, he was saying he thought they should be going private.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but now in this, and so here's what his email today said. He's reviewed Mark's memo and he does not disagree with Mark that it makes sense for the stormwater outlet for this project to be dedicated to the town, principally because it serves several lots to be owned by different entities and drains public streets. For the reasons we discussed on the phone, which I can't remember the whole discussion, the big one was liability. I do recommend stormwater facilities serving a single development owner remain private, but we can discuss those later if and when such a project occurs. For tonight, then he just said he wasn't coming tonight.
Well, so Swallheim's, they don't own all the property?
Yeah, he does. Swallheim's a developer.
Right, but he's selling it to all different
Well,
parties.
yeah,
Well-
but
No different than a developer selling 50 residential lots.
And it's taken some of the stormwater runoff off of North Star Road too. You know, so there's other people benefiting.
Well, we've
from
got
it
ditches
that
that
aren't gonna be
theoretically
included.
can handle that without running back into a pond.
Yeah,
Maybe you should, so Baron Cat wants an answer, but you guys got a lot of questions. Maybe you should table this and talk about it when Bill's
So
here.
moved.
yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
Swallheim got a pretty punch list today anyway, so I'm busy for a while.
I saw that.
So motion to table.
Till next meeting.
Yes, I would.
Okay, that's fine.
Second that motion to table.
Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to table this item till our next meeting when hopefully Bill can be here. Or give us written response. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Next item, discuss and consider whether to go out for bid for a new refuse and recycling contract to begin in January 1 of 2025.
So we've had,
It's been,
it's been 10 years. We're coming to the end of a 10-year contract that we made with Veolia, who sold it to Advanced Disposal, who sold it to Waste Management.
yeah,
So I don't know, the village, their contract runs with ours. We did a joint RFP back then. I've been talking to the village finance director a little bit. I'm not really sure which way they're gonna go. At first, it sounded like they weren't really considering going out for bid. They were gonna try to basically extend the same terms with Waste Management because they felt like going out to bid might get to be quite a higher price. Then I heard that they were getting a price from Pelletieri. I don't know what they're gonna decide to do yet.
but the prices we saw from like Pelletieri, what they're charging communities this year is less than what we're paying.
Well, yeah, I asked Bill Cole if he had a recent RFP that we could start with, and he sent me that, but then he also sent me the quotes that Monona and maybe even Windsor too, got
Yeah.
recently, and I mean, their quotes were less or similar to what they weren't more than what we
No.
are paying now. I don't know, exactly how the service compares. There might be things, pluses and minuses, I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't think they have a yearly recycle or e-cycle event, for example, but that would have to be all, if you want that, it'd have to be in your RFP.
Right.
I don't know.
I would think we want to tell the village that we want to go out for an RFP. And do they want to do the same as we did the last time 10 years ago? We both put out the same RFP. And we picked the same.
Yeah. What sort of logical
It
that we
stays the
would.
same.
I mean, you wouldn't have to, but I think that people are confused enough by east
Yeah.
of N and west of N, and now you throw in the village is different than the town and
Yeah,
a whole
I think-
different supplier, and
I think that's a problem, big
Yeah.
problem.
I think it would be kind of
if we
confusing.
had two different.
Yeah.
I don't know how many players there are. Pelletieri wants our business. They've been contacting me for like 2 years. They are very interested. I put a message on the clerk's list to see who else, if you don't use Pelletieri or Waste Management, who do you use? And I got, I can't think of what, it used to be Badgerland, but they changed their name recently. That one is.
Are you talking Green for Life, the GFL?
No, it's L something.
LSR?
Yeah.
Oh, Lake Ripley Senate, LRS.
LRS,
Lake
yeah,
Ripley
sorry.
And
Sanitation.
then there's one other one that I didn't get much
Same
response
for
to that,
John's.
but I don't think there's that many
still
right
around.
around here anyway, but I think. I don't know.
My only comment is for GFL, Green for Life. I have had very poor service. I use them. Some of my facilities east of here, and some days I feel like just bringing the trailer to work and loading it up and hauling it out to the dump myself, kind of thing. So
So I think we got to work with the village on this.
I do.
Make sure we hopefully come up with the same.
I think
I-
that
I
if
think
any of
we-
you have any kind of a relationship with village board members, it might help. I mean, I've been talking to the finance director and I'm getting a staff point of view. But I think if you have a relationship with the village board members, that you can try to,
Yeah, because the finance director doesn't live in the village, does he?
no.
Nobody does.
So,
Yeah.
I just, I don't know if it's been taken to the board yet or not. The idea of an RFP, but you might want to talk to the board members if you have a relationship with them, that you could get your point across of why you think it would be good if we did stay on the same cycle and with the same provider.
What kind of time element are we at to do this?
January 1, we have to have a new one.
So I think we should get going pretty quick.
So I guess I would suggest we send a note to John Williams telling him that the town wants to go out for an RFP for garbage and recycling. And we realize that it's in both our interests to have the same source. And that we need to know back from them by the first Monday in July,
Sure.
so that we can draft the RFP, get it out, and we can both hear it.
You want to say the first Tuesday in July, so they got two board meetings to talk about it?
Yeah, they do. Right.
Because otherwise they got one meeting.
No, yeah.
And then we can't do anything till that third Monday,
Yeah.
and then they'll give us August,
It shouldn't take them that long
September.
to put together a,
No, it's
I mean, that's what,
It'd be virtually the same RFP we used last
Well,
time.
It could, yeah, it shouldn't
It's
take a
not gonna
lot.
change.
I got some good samples and stuff. It's just that we have to agree on one between the two of us. But I'm just thinking, if they only got if you say the first meeting in July, that only gives them one meeting to talk about it. So,
a couple weeks isn't gonna make any difference.
Okay,
I don't
that we need to know by the second Monday in July.
Take a meeting.
Well, let's just say, I'll pick a date like after the first Monday so that, we know in plenty of time for our agenda at the second meeting in July, but if we
Okay.
wait until that, no. I have to look at the calendar, but.
Yeah, July 1st.
Is that
Yeah,
a motion,
this is
Chris?
Thursday, so like,
Or
yeah,
are you making that a motion, Chris?
July 2nd or something.
Yeah.
Christie asked a question.
Pardon, Christie?
Were you making that as a statement as a motion? Because if you are, I will second it.
Do we need a,
To send a note to John Williams, letting him know that the town board thinks it's in the best interest of both the municipalities to have the same provider, and we would like to know by July 2nd whether they're willing to do a joint RFP.
Yeah. That was my motion.
Then I second it.
Motion by Hampton, second by Williams. Any discussion?
Yeah. What date did you say, Kim, again?
Second.
July 2nd, isn't that Tuesday?
No, it's a Sunday. Oh, wait. Yes, you're correct. I'm sorry. Helps if I look at the right one. It's
Okay.
J-U-L, not J-U-N.
Yeah.
Okay.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Opposed?
Aye.
She was an aye.
For. She seconded it.
Motion carried. Next, I discuss and consider funding options for additional town share of the cost for the Cottage Grove Fire Department squad arriving later this year based on the Fire Commission's recent action to determine the cost split. We got the bill today.
Yeah, and I checked with Nick because I wasn't expecting that truck to come till September. And if you look at that bill, it's got a due date of July.
July
But
11th.
they basically told him that they're just getting it out there, so we got plenty of time to find the money. Because we're gonna need to make a draw for our share, and that would be nice to be able to build a village and not have to front their share. If they could pay us somewhere close to the time that we're gonna pay the bill,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
It is pouring.
Well, I was very disappointed in the way that motion carried, because in our agreement under 3D, it says the cost of equipment purchases shall be apportioned between the municipalities determined in accordance with section E below based on the respective equalized value at the time the equipment is delivered. I don't know how they can say that they paid the 22 rate. And my feeling is that we ask Bill to let them know that either we want mediation on this item, let a third party decide it for us. Otherwise, you gonna sue them or what?
What was the last part?
You gonna sue them
Oh,
or what?
no, I won't sue the village.
Because otherwise, you're just gonna keep paying for it.
By nothing, that truck is the only gray area vehicle would fall under this agreement right now. Nothing else has been ordered or gonna be delivered.
Well, the next ladder truck will take years to get. and-
Correct.
And we'll approve it. And they'll go by the same date.
The reason why they're doing that date was, no, it's not gonna be from the 22, it'll be from the 28 or 29 or whatever year that,
The ladder truck was ordered after the new agreement was in effect, so they can't argue with that. And I think I've even seen where that's been the expectation, that it'll be based on the equalized values the year that it arrives. What their point is that this squad was ordered under the old agreement, and which was quite more fuzzy about that.
But the new agreement said all the old agreements are gone. This replaces it.
And who from the village is making the determination? Is that their finance guy or?
It said their lawyer told them that.
Well, didn't Bill talk to their attorney?
Pardon?
Bill talked to their attorney, right?
Yeah, and he didn't get anywhere.
Well, how would you read into it other than what's there? I mean,
I don't,
he's saying the old agreement was in effect when
we ordered it.
we ordered it.
Yeah, it was, but this one replaced it. And this
I
was
got it.
signed in April of this year.
and it's what, $12,000 difference?
12,391.
That's a lot of money.
Let alone you already gave them their portion of the tanker that came this year. That would have been over 200,000.
Number one, it's gonna cost, I mean, for me, I just don't even, litigation is just so totally out of the question. It's not even in my mind at all whatsoever, just because of the fact, for $12,000, you couldn't get squat, as far as lawyer time and everything else like that. Secondly, the relationship between the town and the village has taken a slight uptick in my estimation, just by virtue of the fact that collectively, the town, the village, and everybody else got the EMS situation all squared away
Mhm.
to most everybody's satisfaction. And
But the village caused the problem.
while I agree with you, Chris, it's sometimes better to turn the other cheek for the sake of relationships and to continue moving forward rather than knocking us back, several years when things were really cruddy between the town and the village.
I couldn't tell you, other than John Williams, I don't even know who's on the committee.
On what, the fire committee?
No,
Or
on
the board?
the
Village
town
board.
board or village board, I have no
Yeah.
clue. And I did mention to John, that it's been a long time since we had a meeting together, to talk
Stuff.
issues, you know what I mean? And he agreed that we should probably do something again, but I don't know if the rest of the board people are like this issue right here, How do we know what the board is getting for information on this? We don't know.
Yeah.
The old agreement, the wording there was the village and town own the vehicles based on their respective contribution at the time of acquisition. And what's been discussed in the past is, what does that mean? Does acquisition mean ordering it, or does it mean,
Acquisition, he's getting it.
Check written,
Yeah.
so that's
acquisition,
where I think that's what the
payment.
discussion was, is that that's open to interpretation, I guess.
But that's gone though.
But that was what was in effect when the truck was ordered.
And what they're saying is that still is in effect.
No, they're saying that that's what, yeah, they're saying that that's what
They'll pay
is
based on.
was the rules when they ordered it, I guess. And they're sticking to it.
And until the last two vehicles, we never had to wait years to get them.
Yeah. Well, the village signed off on that. I hate to say it, but it should go by what it says, period.
They're going off of what their attorney told us.
Yeah, he's saying that the old is in effect and
So it's either have mediation or you sue them, or you roll over and you tell the taxpayers why you gave the village another $12,000 or $200,000.
it's got to be cleared anyway. How this is interpreted, how this bill interpreted.
He hasn't offered an opinion yet.
Well, I think we got to have that, don't we? When is it supposed to be paid?
You got time. It's not, I don't think it's supposed to be here till fall. But
Your invoice said
But they-
7/11.
That's
Yeah.
July or something.
there's 7/21
I would
or
encourage
something
us
like
to
that.
get an appoint, I
It's
I would encourage us to ask Bill for his opinion on this. And if his opinion is supporting what we are talking about tonight, ask him to write to the village and state it.
Well, you did have a closed session about this back a while ago.
We did,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Bill was supposed to talk to their attorney.
Did he do that?
Yeah, finally.
And he never got an answer, basically.
Acquisition.
He told us that the village was going, that they were going to pay based on the 22 rate when it was ordered versus what the new one says now.
For something we don't even have.
Not yet.
Not going by the new ordinance. Or whatever.
New agreement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, if it would have came when it was supposed to come, you would have been paying that. But
we would have been paying it.
if it would have came when it was supposed to come, that's what it would have, the split would have been. The only reason it's different is because of the delay. The truck was supposed to be here in 22 or 23.
So they knew that, and we knew what we would have paid.
When we ordered, yeah, I have a paper on the wall that Deb Abel did as treasurer of what our amount was. And our amount was the amount based on 22 equalized values. That's what we thought we were going to pay because we thought it was going
I
to
can
get
see
here
why
in
they would.
23. So the reason it's
Yeah.
different is because of
Like
the
that.
delay.
The acquisition clause though is taking possession. I looked up the definition.
But there's a bunch of definitions too, so.
For acquisition of a vehicle, that's when you take possession of the vehicle.
That's what I would
It's
say.
not a very good word to be in a contract
No.
like that, because there's a lot of different, it doesn't even really apply to a vehicle like that. It's like most of the definitions have to do with like a company takeover and things like that. It's not a very good word to have in an agreement.
That's what it said for any acquisition and a clause for a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's taking possession of vehicle.
Can we table this and discuss it next time?
and if you so move,
I move to table.
till Table it how long, Christie?
Till the next meeting. I'm sorry, table it till the
Okay.
next meeting here in June.
Okay,
Do you want to do it when
The step-
Bill's here?
I think so.
and we want
Yes.
Bill here. Motion
Yeah,
by Williams,
we have-
is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fogger, table this item to our next meeting in June and to have our attorney present. All
Thank you.
those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Moving on, Public Works Department, road right-of-way permits issued.
Had no right-of-way permits, which is odd for May and June. Yeah, it's been wet. Other than that, we've been mowing like crazy, obviously, in between raindrops. And now it's not so windy, but now trees are still falling because of the weight.
Yeah.
We had three fall over the weekend, 2 of them in parks, Bone Sack Park, 2 of them fell. And then,
I saw out there on Ridge Road, north of Strawberry, that there's an oak tree that's dead too now.
yeah, it's been dead for a while, yeah. Next to those other ones we trimmed on,
Yeah,
that they took all the trees out. Yeah. Looks healthy yet, but yeah, we'll have to take that one down sometime.
yeah.
Yeah, now I'll have to get that Widowmaker down one of these days. And by Strawberry,
Strawberry and Ridge on the corner, top of it's out and it's hanging way up high.
one tree broke off and fell into another tree.
Oh,
So other than that, we've been doing a little bucket patching, getting some road work done. That's about it.
have any schedule on any of the road work?
Nothing yet. Both guys have contacted me back after getting signed approvals, so now they'll schedule us and then they'll let me know. Anything.
And you're gonna take care of dealing with Divines on their issue they think they'll have?
Yeah, I mean,
Let them know.
yeah. Yeah,
What's that about?
it's not gonna change too much of because we can mill it back into the road and then make that lower too. That's what Mitch from Payne and Dolan said. We could
We
help them out
didn't
there.
include any milling on that, did we?
We mill every driveway. So that's included in the price.
So will you mill more towards the middle of the road then?
We'll just mill back further, yeah. Yep,
Okay,
we'll just try to keep it the same pitch that it is now, which can be done.
yeah.
Just gotta mill out a little more. It's not gonna cost any more. The guys are already there milling, so he said that wouldn't be an issue.
Okay,
Yeah.
that it?
Yep.
Clerk report and treasurer office update.
Think of anything we need to tell them? Nothing new.
Well, I read through the audit and I'll publicly say, thank you, Kim. You do a very good job
Treasurer
protecting
lady.
our money, keeping the auditors happy. So, thank you.
No, you're welcome.
I did see we still have some money in from ATC for trees.
Yeah, we have some of that budgeted for this year, but I don't know if the tree one we do. You have to look.
Hopefully they can use it up this year, get rid of it.
Yeah, I know. We did budget some of the well, there's some highway money, ATC, that we did budget to get rid of that finally.
Yeah,
And then there might be a little bit for trees. I have to look.
okay. But thank you for doing such a good job with it.
Okay, thanks.
Board reports and communications. Report on Madison Beltline, Pell's study public meeting. Christie.
Yes, I attended the virtual meeting of the Beltline Pell Study on Tuesday, May 28th at 5 p.m. I joined 5 to 5. There were 11 people on. At the conclusion of the report, there were 30 of us, so it was a popular meeting. It was really quite interesting. They highlighted the study with input from the stakeholders groups. And when they came to, the whole process, the various questions they went for a long time. And I have lots of notes. I'll share them with you in person next time if you'd like. But the bottom line is they said what they're going to be doing, and they started from the far west of the belt line, and they talked about the potential for additional lanes or flex lanes on the various intersection. They also talked about turning lanes on the various intersections. And then when they got out beyond Monona Drive and 51 and the interstate, and they said, and that's as far as we are going. We are not doing anything east of the interstate. So that is our area. It may say they're going to County N, but they're not. They specifically said there's work that has been done and more work ongoing at the intersection of County AB and 12 and 18, and a separate study for that project. So they're not touching County, and they're really not touching the town of Cottage Grove.
Good.
They just include us in the headline of their study.
Why did they put it in the notice though that they were going all the way to Andrew? Otherwise we wouldn't have.
I know, it was crazy. I almost laughed when I heard that.
Lawyers,
Something.
Well, at least you don't
Okay.
have to worry about
no,
frontage roads and all that kind of
no,
stuff.
no, that's good.
Did they talk about AB in 12 and 18?
No, they didn't. They just, mentioned that there's additional study going on about that and about future changes, but they didn't touch on them.
Okay.
They just finished it. What?
Yeah, what can change?
Oh, yeah. Well, at the MPO, I got some maps. They're talking about additional things. I'll bring my maps back next time.
Reconstructing. the-
Okay. All right. We'll move on to committee reports. Landfill.
Paid the bills.
Water Commission.
Oh, let's see. They want to improve the Wi-Fi Bluetooth connectivity in the station. They're also, the telephone system is at max capacity for what service they have coming in. And there's a need for a couple extra phone lines. So they're going to upgrade the hardware for the phone system.
Put that phone out in the lobby.
Oh, yes. They're putting a dedicated phone in between the inner and outer doors at the front entrance to the emergency services building that will connect right up to dispatch. So anybody who's got an emergency, and if there's nobody in the station, all they gotta do is pick up the phone and it'll connect them. And they're gonna be also putting in an Oak box, which is the, I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's the,
That's for the
Um,
Narcan,
the what?
for Narcan.
Yeah, it's the
We got one of those.
Narcan available to the public, so somebody can go right there, and if somebody needs Narcan, they can go right to the box, open it up, and administer that.
You can actually put the Narcan stuff in the AED box. There's a lot of room for it.
Okay.
You mentioned about full-time staff.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. For how far out, like 5 years out?
I didn't hear a year.
Yeah. And the potential for another ambulance and or a location to house it.
Or expand over there.
Mhm.
That was about it.
Fire department's ahead of last year at this time for calls.
And what causes that? Is freeway or stuff that happens on the freeway or what?
It's mostly this.
More accidents and,
No, it's just calls within the village because
Oh.
of,
well,
Some of it is to help EMS.
Right, EMS has been calling on the fire department to have them come and help them out.
But the two of them are working to try and mitigate that, so it's not as often.
I think Madison always sends a fire truck when there's something. Do you do the same or
No.
depends on
On the call,
the call?
yeah.
Yeah, Madison.
Their EMS is called fire paramedics.
what's that?
Madison is fire paramedics.
Yeah,
Paramedics.
so they're together,
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually, yeah.
so. That was about it. We don't need to go in closed session.
No, we don't, okay.
Oh,
You're asking me or?
No, I'm telling you that we do not need to
Okay.
go.
We don't need a motion.
Well, make it more forceful.
Make your motion to adjourn then.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion
I'll
by
second
Fletcher,
it. Wi-
second by Andrew
Williams will
to
second.
adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye,
Thank you.
take care.
Run.
Right. Then I got this.